Greetings, everybody. This is your boy Adeleke. It's been a minute since we've been on. I've been ripping and running, trying to get some things popping over here for myself and my family and my community at large. But we just getting the work done. Like I said, it's been a minute. I was working on doing weekly videos, dropping something every week. Got a little bit behind on that, but I'm gonna go ahead and pick that up. Today, I was inspired by a friend who asked me specifically questions about buying gold. So, one of my hobbies and businesses is in the jewelry. So I've been buying coins and silver and gold since I was a kid, collecting coins. I started collecting coins by my great grandfather. He started me on. He told me, don't accept no wooden nickels, and he used to tell me about coins and metals, was particularly coins, when I was a kid, and it always stuck in my head that the wooden nickel thing and the buffalo nickel became one of my favorite coins. And to this day, I have a couple of them. I have some that's made into jewelry, and as I got older, opportunities allowed me to actually learn more about making jewelry, and I've just kept that going. I started off making coin jewelry, and then more wire jewelry, and then gemstone jewelry with wire wrapping and the sorts, and this other types of stuff that I do as well. I'm not a master jeweler by no stretch of the imagination, but I have a pretty good imagination, and I have some interesting design skills. So I work with some amazing jewelers to get work done, diamond setting, all the sorts, all types of castings, just about anything that you can imagine, we can do within our team. But this particular day, a friend of mine was asking me about gold buying, and she was asking if there were any resources like TED Talks or PowerPoint presentations and that sort of thing. I gave her some information by way of text, and I think I just created more questions for her than I answered. So what I decided, I was like, well, you know what? Since I don't know of any resource that is comprehensive in that way, I could just create something real quick. So I decided to do this video. So it's going to be maybe about 12, 15 minutes. I'm going to give you a crash course in buying silver, buying gold, and what it is that you need to know, some basics about what you need to know in order to make this work for you, and some strategies and some places to go, resources to get the process popping. So I buy physical metal. I don't deal too much in funds or even too much in publicly traded companies that mine metal, that sort of thing. When it's time for me to invest in metal, I invest in metal. I invest in physical metal. I buy gold, I buy silver, and I hold it in my hand. That's a traditionalist way. It's a great way of hedging your investments against inflation and all the different ups and downs of our market economy. Gold and silver has always been used as money, and there's no reason to believe it ever will not be used as money. Even when it stopped being used as money congressionally in the U.S., it's still used as money in more than one way. So, like I said, gold is money. Gold is money. Like everything else is pretending to be money, and silver too. And so we're going to talk a little bit more about how do you actually some ways and strategies of acquiring and buying gold, physical gold, without a broker. Okay, so now if you're in the process of buying $50,000 worth of gold at a time, you may want to use a broker. And then the reason why you may want to use a broker in those cases is because you can get better deals by using brokers, and also there's some rules involved with cash amounts over $10,000 that you have to take in consideration. So that's the thing to remember. That's something to consider. But if you're a smaller investor like me, and you're kind of chipping and diming away at it, the way to go about it or the ways that I've gone about it, I'm gonna share with you today. All right. So in the world of buying gold and buying metal, there's a couple of things that I want you to keep in mind, right? The first thing is the price of gold. There's this concept called spot. Now I'm gonna go ahead on and show you my screen over here. Every day, the price of gold changes. If you notice on this website, this is Monex Live Gold Spot Prices. Spot is the price of gold at the moment that you have in the conversation. So whatever the spot price of gold is, that means that if I'm talking to you right now, according to the information I have available to me, the price of gold per ounce is $1,940. That's a change of $9 from whenever, maybe the previous day. And then also you also can see there the gold prices per gram and the gold price per kilo. The gold price per gram is a good tool to have because a lot of times you are buying gold in grams. Another number to have is the gold price per pennyweight. But you can calculate the gold price per pennyweight by taking the gold price per ounce and divide that number by 20. And that'll give you the price per pennyweight. These are numbers that you absolutely need to have. And it's not a number that you have today that you, like this number right now is no good to me 3 weeks from now or even 2 days from now when I get ready to buy or sell any gold. I need to know this number in that moment because that number changes. Even within a day, the number can change. It can change dramatically even in a day's time or through the course of a day, let alone over a course of a week. So you always want to check back in on this number. It's called spot prices. And if you notice up there in the top left, I Googled gold prices today. That was my simple Google search. Gold prices today, or today's gold prices, or gold prices per gram, or spot per gram for gold, or any of that nature. Now, of course, you can do the same kind of search for silver, and the number is going to be very different. Silver prices are not even close to gold prices. Then there's other metals like palladium and platinum, and those numbers are palladium and platinum trade closer to gold prices than they do to silver prices. Silver price is generally going to be about $60 an ounce or maybe lower. I think from the time I've been trading, the highest I've actually seen silver was $60 an ounce. And that's the highest I've ever seen silver. And actually have physical silver that I paid $60 an ounce for. I think last I looked, silver per ounce was, the last I looked, silver per ounce was at $19. And here we go. I did the Google search, silver prices today, and there we go right there. Silver price per ounce, $26.88. That means it's up from the last time I looked, which was only like $19, but it's down from maybe the day before, 60 cents down. Okay, and there's also silver prices per gram, which is 86 cents per gram. Silver price per kilo, $864 per. Now, a kilo is 1,000 grams, of course. And an ounce, there's a debate on an ounce, whether an ounce is 32 grams or whether it's 33 grams or whether it's 32 and a fractional gram. And that's why pennyweights came into play, because you can always just take an ounce and divide an ounce by 20. Everybody knows pennyweight is 20. There's no two ways about that. So if you want to get the pennyweight for the dollar per pennyweight for silver, you just take that dollar per ounce and divide that number by 20, and you have dollar per pennyweight. All right. So that's an overview of the concept of spot. That's generally how you buy gold. That's not generally how you go. That's pretty much all the time how you buy gold. If you go into a pawn shop and you go to sell gold, generally speaking, that pawn shop will give you. You could have paid for a bracelet. You could have paid thousands of dollars for a bracelet. I'm gonna give you an example here in a moment. Here's an example. All right. So this bracelet here is 24 karat gold. Excuse me. It's 22 karat gold. All right. They don't make stuff like this in the States, generally speaking. However, this is a 22 karat gold bracelet. Now, if I was to take this particular item into a pawn shop, I can expect the pawn shop broker to offer me at tops maybe 30 or 40% of spot, right? Now this bracelet is, if I remember correctly, it is 18 grams. I should get the scale and weigh it out for you guys. But I believe it's 18 grams. 18 grams of 22 karat gold. Now, the way that works is if you want to understand the price of carated gold under 24 karat, you need to understand this simple concept, right? So 10 karat gold is a percentage of gold less than perfect gold, less than pure gold. So let's go back to, yeah. So 24 karat, 10 karat gold is a percentage of gold that's less than perfect gold. So if today's dollar per gram is $62.37 per gram, and I want to know how much would my 22 karat gold bracelet fetch me, right, per gram, right? What I have to do is this multiplication function here that I'm about to show you. And I believe this is a 13, and let's just call it 15 grams. I should have brought the scale open, but I didn't. All right, nope, that's not correct. Okay, well, we'll come back to this. But this is not 15 grams. That can't be correct. What I have can't be correct. But I know this is more than 15 grams. But let me just show you how this goes. I should bring out the scale. All right. So this basically, the way you read this is right here, $62. That's how much it is per gram right now. Gold is $62 per gram. The carat is 22. 24 is the base of gold, and this is the number of grams. And then that lets you know that that's how much in dollars based on today's spot that a 15 gram 22 karat gold 15 gram item will fetch in today's market. $857. Now that same bracelet may have cost $2,000-$3,000 on the market, because the price of the jewelry is always much higher than the price of the gold itself. You have to pay for the workmanship and the numismatic value and everything. So what a pawnbroker may offer you, this is what the gold value is worth, assuming that this is 15 grams of 22 karat gold. This is what it's worth today. What the pawnbroker is going to offer you is a percentage of spot, which is generally maybe about, if you're lucky, 50% of spot. So, oh no, clear. There's something wrong there. Let's just do this. Times 50% of spot. 50%. I'm gonna put a decimal in front. There we go. $428. Regardless of how much you paid for that bracelet when you bought it new, even if you bought it designer, that's what you would get value at the pawn shop on a 15 gram 22 karat gold bracelet at today's market rate. Let's try another example. Let's say you have a 10 karat gold bracelet or a 10 karat gold ring, and that 10 karat gold ring weighs 8 grams, right? The gold value in that in today's market price is about $207.90. What you can expect a pawnbroker to give you if you pawned it is about 50% of spot, about what, that's $105 to $104. So that's how that goes. Now that's true for all forms of gold. Like even if you brought in pure gold, right? If you brought in pure gold to a pawn shop, like you brought in a pure gold coin, 24 karat gold, and let's say that pure gold ring weighed 10 grams. The value of that ring today would be about $623. But what you can expect a pawnbroker to give you at most would be half of that value. Now the pawnbroker does that so he can have room to make money, because if he gives you the cash on the gold, he still has to make money on the whole transaction. So he leaves room for the fluctuation price of gold in order to be able to recoup his earning, his money and his earning. And but you would see about $311 in this example. All right. So that's kind of a quick overview over the concept of spot and how gold is bought. When you sell it as a consumer to a pawn shop or a pawnbroker, you're generally going to get a percentage of spot, and the value of, and so the total weight of your piece is going to be valued against the amount of gold that's actually in that piece. So if it's a 1 ounce piece or a 20-gram piece, okay, if it's a 20-gram piece and it's 10 or 12 karat or 10 karat, whatever the carat is, it's going to be a percentage of the total. So whereas a 10 karat piece, clear. So 10 karat was about 41.666% of spot. So if it's 10 karat, you can multiply today's price by 0.416666 or 666666666, or just call it 0.41667. If it's 14 karat gold, you would multiply today's price by 0.58333333, right? If that piece is 18 karat gold, you would multiply today's price by 0.75. If today's price is 22 karat, if your piece is 22 karat gold divided by 24, you would multiply today's price by 0.916667. And that would give you the price per gram or per ounce, depends on how you're doing the math, of the piece that you have that you're gonna sell. Now, if you're buying a piece, you would do the same math. The big difference between selling a piece and buying a piece, however, is the obvious. So if you go to a pawn shop to sell a piece, the pawnbroker is going to give you maybe 50% of the gold value in that jewelry, notwithstanding whatever stones are there. If you come to buy that same piece, or if someone else were to buy a piece or buy a similar piece or buy any other piece from a pawnbroker and say, well, let me buy your scrap, because pawnbrokers will buy scrap, which is the next point we're going to get to. Pawnbrokers will, they'll sell scrap. If you go into a pawnbroker and say, hey, let me buy some of your scrap, they'll sell it to you because they'll sell it a little bit over spot sometimes, or sell it right at spot. Whereas if they sold it to a refinery, they would get 3 or 5% less than spot. So they make that much more money by selling it to you. If you go into, so here's some examples of pieces that I bought at a pawn shop. These two rings, this particular ring had stones set in it. It had 7 really decent sized diamonds set in it. This is 14 karat gold white. It's got a yellow tint to it, but if you compare it to this right here, you can tell that it's definitely not yellow gold. This is 14 karat white gold There, with those stones removed, the pawnbroker removed all the stones. Same thing with this piece. Now this piece is 14 karat gold yellow. It didn't have any stones to remove, but with these two pieces I bought from pawnbrokers, some other pieces as well. I bought them from pawnbrokers, whereas I paid spot. He was willing to sell those items to me because he was able to sell them for 3 to 5% more than what he would have gotten taking it to the refinery and getting cash. Now, when gold scrap goes to the refinery, right, it comes back refined in these little nodules we call casting grain. Casting grain is 24 karat gold, pure gold, baby. Now, casting grain is a great way to buy gold and hold it over time. And the reason why is because unlike this bracelet, which is 22 karat gold, that casting grain is, even if this bracelet was 24 karat gold, the beautiful thing about that casting grain, right, is that I can break down and sell nominal amounts of that casting grain. I can sell a couple of pennyweights, I can sell a couple of grams, I can sell a couple of tenths of a gram because the nodules are little bitty individual segments that I can pull out. It's broken down into tiny pieces. Whereas if I were to have, whereas a piece like this gold coin, for instance, this is a 1 gram ingot, right? This, is this 1 gram or 5 gram? Yes, this is a 1 gram ingot. Notice this ingot is stamped. It has a serial number and everything. This is produced by a company that produces ingots. They issue certificate numbers on all of the pieces that they pour, and they stamp them and they certify them. And so you know when you see an item like this, that even if you don't ever take that out of that container, it's certified. It's certified business. They put all kind of electronic markers on them. Sometimes they have holograms on them that you can use to test it, and they'll have these barcodes and that sort of thing to let you know that this is pure gold tested by a company who is regulated by some regulatory entity. This particular company is in Switzerland. All right. And so they're regulated by the Swiss government and all the international banks and all that. Whereas in this case, you have 1 gram of pure gold. If you were to find something like this in a pawn shop, you can expect it to be on today's price to be about $62. And there's a good chance that that pawnbroker may even upsell you a little bit because he wants a little bit of increase on his money. He may ask you a little bit more. If you pay in cash at a pawnbroker for something like this, he'll give it to you for spot. If you buy on a credit card, he's going to charge you taxes and probably even some other additional percentages for processing and whatnot. So if you're going into looking for ingots, pure gold ingots, this is a way to go. Like I said, totally different way of buying than casting grain, because you can't break that 1 ingot down, and it's not, the casting grain is, you have to buy it from a refinery or a jewelry manufacturer to know that it's certified. But it's not certified in that way. It's, it's a different kind of, it's a lot smaller of a promise. It's that you're buying materials, so the promise is that you're getting pure materials, whereas this is a certified ingot. So this is considered a little bit more as money than this. This is considered jewelry supply and material for jewelry supply, whereas this is scrap jewelry. Even though this jewelry is in pretty good condition, it's still considered scrap because it's jewelry that a jeweler wouldn't sell. And then you have a whole nother space, which is gold coins. Now, gold coins is a tricky way of buying gold. I say tricky, but it's really not tricky. but it is tricky in a way. And the reason why I say tricky is because with gold coins, you're never just buying the metal, where you're rarely just buying the metal. What do I mean by that? All right, this particular gold coin is a U.S. gold coin. Now, I'll turn it over. This is the Walking Liberty, and if you can read that, let me see. Down at the bottom, it's stamped U.S. and it actually has the weight. It's considered a $5 coin, so I could take this into any grocery store and buy $5 worth of grocery with it. I wouldn't do that because it's worth way more as physical gold. It is pure gold. It's marked on there. Fine gold, if you see it there. And the actual weight of it is 1/10 of an ounce. All right. So this is 1/10 of an ounce of pure gold, 1/10 of an ounce, which is a little bit more than 3.5 grams, a little bit more than 3 grams, closer to 3.5 grams. This one they call this one a Walking Liberty. It's got a 2000 and I think that's 2005 date on it. Yeah. Nope. 1999. It's a 1999 date. I don't have my loop, so I'm going off my memory, and my memory is obviously not serving me very well. Anyway, that's a 1999 Walking Liberty. Now, that particular coin I bought in a pawn shop. If I'd have bought that coin from the U.S. Mint, it would have come like these did, in a nice little old box with a protective case, right? This same coin was bought in the U.S. Mint. This is the Liberty coin. Isn't that a beautiful coin? That's a black woman on there, in case you couldn't tell. 2018 is when this coin was made. This was the first year this coin was introduced, and I don't think they've actually rerun this coin. So if you wanted this coin, you'd have to buy it from the mint or find it from a reseller, a coin collector like myself, or some other collector that is selling the coin. This coin is also a 1/10 ounce coin. I'm gonna take it out of the container so we can see the back of it. It's got an eagle on the back. And if you notice, it says on there fine gold. Oh, it's upside down, sorry. There we go. Now this is considered a $10 coin. Now, and we're not gonna discuss that in this particular call, but the interesting thing is that both of these coins are U.S. coins. They have about roughly the same amount of gold in them, 1/10 of an ounce. This coin was made in 2018, and it's marked as a $10 coin. So if I take this to the grocery store, I can get $10 worth of groceries for it. If I take this one to the grocery store, I can get $5 worth of groceries for it. However, both of these have the same amount of gold in them. So for gold value, they're both worth 1/10 of an ounce, 1/10 of an ounce. Right now, we know an ounce to be what, $1,900 an ounce right now is what the market is, spot $1,900 and some change. So 1/10 of 1,900 is $190, $195 roughly in gold for both of these coins. Now, the U.S. Mint website, for this particular coin, the Liberty coin, and they call her the American Liberty coin. The U.S. Mint website for that same coin right now, that's what she looks like. That's the coin right there. That's the catalog number, in case you were curious. This is from the U.S. Mint catalog. This is the printed price, $240. Now, if you order this coin today, you will not get it for $240 because the price of gold went up between the time that this catalog was mailed out and today. So if you go to the U.S. Mint website, you will pay more than $240 for this coin. However, there's only $190 worth of gold in it by today's gold price. That difference is called numismatic value. This coin was bought at a pawn shop Now, if I were to sell this same coin at a pawn shop, what they're going to give me at the pawn shop is the gold value. So if I take both of these coins to the pawn shop and I sell them, I'm going to get the same gold value for both of these coins, even though the numismatic value for this coin currently is much higher. All right, here's some more coins. This is a British sovereign. It is an international coin printed by the British government. I'm trying to remember the stamp date on it. 1971. Yes. Oh, no, not 1971. Am I tripping or what? That's 1914. Now, this British sovereign is an old coin. It's over 100 years old. This coin also is a U.S. coin. It's a U.S. minted coin. This one, I keep it in the container because it came in a plastic container, so I keep it in there. The mint date on this coin is 1926. Now, this sovereign, which is over 100 years old, and this U.S. coin, which is nearly 100 years old. If you notice, this one also says on the bottom, $2.50. So in 1926, you could have bought I don't know what you could have bought in 1926 with $2.50, but that was the cash value of this coin at that point in time. Now, the metal value, it is roughly 1/10 of an ounce. It's about the same size and thickness as the Walking Liberty and also the New American Liberty. So gold value is about the same. However, if this one was sold at a collector, it would be sold for quite a bit more than just what we call numismatic value. So even this coin has a higher numismatic value than the New American Liberty. Those encapsulated coins have what we call numismatic value. All right. I'm going to show you one other coin, and then we're going to kind of wrap this up. Well, we'll go into some silver coins as well. All right. Now, this coin is based off of one of my all-time favorite coins. It was the Buffalo Head nickel. The artwork was reproduced for a 1 ounce gold coin, and that's what you see here. This is a 1 ounce gold coin. This coin sold on the U.S. Mint website. Here's the catalog. Here's that coin on the U.S. Mint website, or this is the paper catalog anyway. That's the Buffalo Head side. Notice it marks it as a $50 1 ounce coin. So $50 worth of groceries. But that coin would cost you from the U.S. Mint $23.15 based on this publication. Notice the asterisk out there. The asterisk basically says gold prices change, so it might not be $23.15 when you get ready to order it. Guarantee you it won't be $23.15 when you order it, because it was more than $23.15 when I ordered it, and the price has gone up since I ordered it. So I don't know what the price is today for this coin on the mint, but it will definitely be more than 1963 or 1963, which is today's spot, or 23.15, which was the printed catalog price. And that is because of the issue again of numismatic value. Now, numismatic value in coins generally is going to have to do with like how rare a coin is, when a coin was made, under what circumstances, limited print, all that kind of stuff, and what condition it's in, right? But you'll notice too, let's bring in some silver. This silver coin is what we call, this is pure silver coin. Now, this was minted in 2014. Now, this was done by a private company who bought, now this is, this coin is in the public domain, so anybody can reproduce that artwork. So someone actually reproduced the artwork and made a sterling silver, a fine silver. You see there, it says there, 999 fine silver. They made a fine silver coin version of this. Fine silver coins come in all different You got all different kinds of silver coins that you can find out there on the market. They're made by different. Nearly every country, every developing country does a version of a fine silver coin. This particular coin is done by the Mexican government, so this is actually an official Mexican coin in the way that this is an official U.S. coin. However, this coin is not stamped as currency. It's just a very nice, artistically done silver coin, 1 ounce of pure silver, and it has the market value of 1 ounce of pure silver, which is $26. Now, all of these silver coins are all 1 ounce coins. Now, when it comes to silver coins, as with gold coins, you have now. Okay, well, let me backtrack a little bit. Both of these coins are official government minted coins. This one was minted by the Mexican government, and this Liberty was minted by the United States government in 1934. Now, the United States government still mints silver coins as they do gold coins, right, in 2020. I don't have any currently. I do have silver coins that have a much newer mint date, and I also have some with much older mint date. This is 1884, right? Now, these coins have, both of these are really old coins. This one's over 100 years old, and that one's nearly 100 years old. Both of these coins have very little numismatic value. The reason being is that these coins were held in people's pocket. They were in circulation for a while. They've been worn out. You notice the artwork is worn through a little bit, right? And also, these coins are also not pure silver coins. These coins, unlike the first group of coins that I showed you, all of these are fine silver, right? Those are all fine silver coins, meaning that they're pure silver. These coins are bullion coins. These are 90% silver, 10% copper. Now, just like when we did the calculation for gold prices, we have to do the same thing with silver price whenever we deal with coins that are not pure silver. So with these coins, what will happen is we would take the spot, which is 26, and multiply that times 0.9, which is 90%. And that lets us know the price of bullion silver, which is 90% pure. So 90% of the value of pure will give you the actual value of bullion. So what it comes out to be, what, $19 roughly? $19 per ounce. Now, the other thing about these coins is that they're not full ounce coins. These coins are ingots, or, rounds. We call these rounds. This one is an ingot because it's not round. Or here is another ingot. This is a fine silver ingot. This was done in a South Carolina commemoration, right? Here is another ingot that is also fine. This one was done in the shape of a 45 caliber bullet, excuse me. Notice on the bottom it says 999 fine, AG, which is silver, 1 ounce, right? So these are all considered ingots, and these are all fine. But U.S. coins were never, not the ones in circulation, they were never made to be pure gold, not the ones that was made for circulation. They were always made, especially the older ones, were made as 90%. Now, this is a Walking Liberty. Walking Liberty is a U.S. coin, right? This particular coin, kind of like this coin, right, was minted by the U.S., right? See, there's 2014 mint date, right? But notice, let me open this up a little bit. What does it say there? What does it say? It's got a $1 value, but it's 1 ounce fine silver, right? So even in 2014, 1 ounce of fine silver was worth way more than $1. But if I take this to the grocery store, I can get it in 2014. I could have got $1 worth of grocery in 2014, whatever value that is. I could take it to the grocery store today and use it to buy $1 worth of groceries at the grocery store. However, if I take it to the refinery, or I take it to another coinsmith, or any metals buyer, I will also be able to get, in contrast to spending this as $1, I could get, was that $26. Today is the spot on silver is 26 per ounce. So this is $26 cash value today, even though the face value of it is $1. All right, so I know I kind of ran through that information. I expected this to be a much shorter video than it has been. However, I think we did a comprehensive lesson plan to kind of talk about the general idea of buying metal, particularly silver and gold, for its value, for storing value. Like I said, I do this. This is part of my makeup and part of my own personal strategies for wealth accumulation. I'm a jeweler, and so we also buy silver and gold for those purposes, and also in the process of opening up my very first pawn brokerage, where we can buy silver and gold from the market at large, or from individuals. So I have a little bit of experience and a little bit of insight on this. If you have any questions, feel free. You know, that's me. I love to answer questions. I love to be of assistance when I can. And if you're actually in the market of buying silver or gold for your own collection and collecting purposes, feel free to hit me up. I may have something in my collection that you may be interested in, or I may be able to serve as an intermediary for you to get that piece that you're looking for, or whether if you haven't been able to find it. I have resources, and I know where to go to get the stuff. So that's all I got for you for now. I would love to, like I said, continue the conversation with anybody who has any questions. And for now, that's it. I appreciate your time, and thank you. If you have any questions, just ask Adeleke. All right, bless up.